Assalamualaikum, my name is NURUL FATIHAH Binti SUHAIMI and metric number is A20B1882. Today I will present the background and content of the article that we have chosen. The background and content I found in this article are about the study of the impact of logistics on customer satisfaction in retail stores. In addition, the background and content in this article is also about every logistic activity that occurs in a business organization will strive to satisfy customers by reducing time consumption, maintaining sufficient inventory in the store, and ensuring that the products desired by customers are always available because retail customer satisfaction is the main pillar of every business. Next, we will discuss the problem statement that has been found in this study. The main goal of logistic management is to improve customer satisfaction by having logistician plans, execute and control the efficient movement and storage of both goods and services throughout the supply chain. Several problems have been faced in the retail sector in providing satisfaction to customers. The problem with this area is about underestimating the commitment of retail stores, where only a few retailers realize that opening a retail store requires commitment as well as diverse and time-consuming tasks. The next problem is about access to capital because a large amount of money is required to regenerate existing money, which has created a paradox for retailers. The final problem is the difficulty in creating a unified experience between online and offline.
Hi, my name is ZUFAYRI bin SUHAZMI. My matrix number is A20A2325. So next is research objective. For the main objective is to research how the retail industry's logistic management affect consumer satisfaction and to investigate the role that logistic management plays in ensuring consumer happiness in the retail industry. Next, we go to the operational definition. Logistic management helps an organization capacity to organize, control, and implement procedures for transporting and storing products, which is the governance of supply chain management activities. Customer satisfaction is essentially a consumer assessment of their level of fulfillment in connection to decisions made about the acquisition and usage of certain goods and services. Factors that will affect customer satisfaction is transportation, lead time, inventory, logistic management, customer services, and product quality. This term will be used and explained in more detail in Chapter 2.
This slide is about the independent variable that affects the decision of the dependent variable. After an overall study, the dependent variable is to find customer satisfaction in retail stores. Next, in this article, around 6 independent variables have been found. The first independent variable is the relationship between transportation and customer satisfaction in retail stores. The factors that play the most important role in customer satisfaction and the creation of value are timely availability, product offerings, and shipment conditions. And all these also perform the part of the criteria for customer perceptions in logistics transaction. And logistics is one of the factors that create value for customers. Therefore, after the relationship between transportation and customer satisfaction in retail stores was linked, a hypothesis emerged, namely the more elevated the level of logistic transport performance, the higher the level of customer satisfaction in the retail store.
So for the next IV is lead time, the relationship between customer satisfaction in retail stores toward lead time. To planning, logistics services, supply chain management, distance to consumer and suppliers, lead time is also influenced by these factors. A happy consumer is more likely to stay loyal and return to the business in the future. Customer can be thought of as either being satisfied with a given transaction or being satisfied overall. This shows that the more efficient and organized logistic management is, the higher the level of the customer satisfaction that may be obtained.
My name is PERUMAL and my metric number is A20B1310. Research has found that there is a positive relationship between inventory and customer satisfaction. The more inventory a company has, a better customers are able to find what they need quickly and leading to higher levels of customer satisfaction. Therefore, it is hypothesized that inventory is positively correlated with customer satisfaction.
Hi, my name is Maisarah Binti Norainan and my metric number is A208050. Now I will talk about independent variable for and dependent variable. that is the relationship between logistic management and customer satisfaction. The relationship between logistic management and customer satisfaction is academics and business consultants alike assured that all parties, including producers, marketers, suppliers, transporters, warehouses, retailers, and even customers who are directly or indirectly involved in satisfying a client's demands are included in the scope of logistic management. By improving delivery of goods or services to clients, logistics aim to improve the overall performance of the business and customer satisfaction. Therefore, we can conclude that the better the logistic management system, the higher the customer satisfaction. Now, I will explain about independent variable 5 and dependent variable, that is the relationship between customer service towards the customer satisfaction. The quality of customer service is directly related to the company's market share, overall logistical cost, and profitability. Customer service can be described as the desire of manufacturer and merchants to supply the proper product at the right time in a suitable quantity and at the required location at an acceptable cost with the final price of products. The greater the customer service performance, the higher the customer satisfaction in the retail store to logistics section. Independent variable 6 and dependent variable, that is the relationship between the product quality and customer satisfaction. This study examines the link between how a corporation defines quality and the aspects of product quality that are crucial to its competitive strategy using survey data from a nationwide sample of quality managers. The relationship between product quality and customer satisfaction is positive.
And last presentation for this article is about the conceptual framework that will be discussed will be about research issues that are primarily concerned with the effects of efficient logistics in the retail industry. According to the diagram that has been stated in the slide, there are mainly two variables involved, which are the dependent variable and the independent variable. Researchers always manipulate or use independent variable to investigate whether they induce changes to other variable or vice versa. Depending on the independent variable, this variable will be measured and be predicted.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is HAKIM NAZERI and my number matrix is A208202. So for the chapter 3 is research method. For the research design, the design of this study will be conducted as a cross-sectional survey method with minimal interference. This type of surveys were chosen because they were best suited to this research and its question. The focus of the study will be on the crucial component that will be increased customer satisfaction in retail shop, such as lead time, transport management, logistics, and inventory. So the survey information gathered via the questionnaire is referred to as the primary data for the study. For the next part is the methods and source. Quantitative approach were used as the methodology in this investigation to uncover patterns and average, make prediction, evaluate causal linkage, and extrapolate findings to larger population. Quantitative approach involve gathering and analyzing numerical data. For the source of this study were gathered from a journal article whereby the title of the publication was The Impact of Logistic Management on Customer Satisfaction. The data acquired through the survey and questionnaire that was disseminated is also a source of information for this study.
Now I want to present about the sampling and analysis plan part. The study looked 10 retail stores to survey 230 people, but 200 of whom returned the questionnaire. Data was collected using a structured questionnaire and the reliability was evaluated with Cronfeld-Halva. Factors such as transportation, lead time, inventory, logistic management, customer service, and also product quality were measured in accordance with the results. Statistical tools such as Cronfeld-Halva, correlation, and regression analysis were used to analyze the data and determine the relationship between the independent and dependent variables in the sampling and analysis plan. Thank you.
Hi, my name is HEMAMALINNI RAMESH and my metric number is A20B1362. Today I would like to present about Chapter 4 Implication and Contribution to Knowledge. Next, 4.1 Practical Implication. This study's main objective was to examine how logistics affects retail's capacity to serve consumers. We meticulously researched and examined research articles and journals, paying close attention to the techniques that allowed us to be adapted for all practical purpose and required by the objective unique target. Through logistic operation, this research can assist in retail business owner in raising customers' happiness and product quality. 4.2 Contribution to Knowledge. The outcome of this study indicate that since they help to increase customers' happiness, retail and establishments. Since customers' happiness is in retail businesses is influenced by logistics, these factors help to create a link and study the impact. The production of value in perspective of this business client is another reason why logistic management is essential. Examining the impact that logistics have on the client has allowed us to determine whether there is a link between the two in this study. The comfort and discomfort zone of pleased and dissatisfied client has been tested in the study to see if it gratefully influences customer happiness in retail stores.